Hi guys, and welcome to another video, and it is one that's been asked for and requested quite a lot, and I am very late to the party with my championship predictions this season. I'm actually currently recording this after the first game of the season. I'd already written down and sorted out my predictions, I just hadn't found the time to create the video, but here we are now. A little bit late, but here we are. We're going to go for it anyway. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to be doing sort of 1 to 24th or first place to 24th place and do the entire table. What I am going to do is do the bottom 3, so the relegated teams, and I'm going to do the top 6, so the playoff places, and of course automatics included. I'm also going to tell you where I think Sunderland are going to finish, which could be in the bottom places, it could be in the top 6, you never know. And I'll probably allude to other sides and where I think they're going to finish anyway, but I'm not going to do sort of 1 to 24 if that makes sense. But of course, if you're excited, hit the like button and subscribe if you are new. And remember that this is just my opinion. I get them horribly wrong every year anyway, so yeah, just take everything with a pinch of salt with what I say, because I'm largely very wrong. I get some score predictions correctly, but in terms of, you know, spaces and places for teams and the league predictions for the last couple of seasons, they've been horrible. I think for the first 2 seasons in League One, I did get Sunderland's place correct. I think I got one of them bang on, I'm pretty sure. But other than that, horribly poor at predicting. But let me know in the comments down below where you think Sunderland are going to finish, where you think your team are going to finish, because of course I'm sure this will attract fans from other sides as well in the Championship. And I don't mean to offend anyone when I do say certain things, you know, who's going to get relegated. I know it can feel like a personal attack, but it's just my predictions. But getting into the video, so 24th place. Now this was really hard. There was a couple of teams that I was very close to putting here, but I have gone with Birmingham. Now Birmingham, of course, it's a bit of a mess there at the minute. They've been sort of struggling over the last couple of seasons, and it just feels like this season might be a stretch too far with the quality in this league. You know, they have, of course, brought in John Eustace as a manager. It's an ambitious, you know, appointment, that one in itself. But I just feel like there's just a lot going on wrong within that club and behind the scenes at the minute. And it might just be that season too far. You know, there's only so many times you can scrape by, and I just feel like there's a lot going on, like I say, behind the scenes. It's a crumbling stadium. It's a weak squad as it is. Argue there might be weaker squads potentially, but I feel like this might be a season too far for Birmingham, which is a shame really, because they're a massive club, Birmingham in themselves, but I just feel like this one might be a step too far. So 24th place, I have gone with Birmingham City. Now, in 22nd place, I have gone, 23rd place should I say, I have gone with Reading. Now, only a severe points reduction from Derby did save them and keep them up last year, you know, and Paul Ince's, you know, his sole aim has been survival and was survival, and he managed that, but now he doesn't have a side that does have that point reduction, which I know doesn't immediately mean that they need to go down this year. They have implemented some players, but, you know, I think they're going to pay the price this year. I don't think they're strong enough again as a squad. And, you know, they achieved 15 points in 14 games, but the off-field issues, you know, they continue, and the squad, again, it's one of the weakest in the division. You know, you could argue that Sunderland are all some of the sides going up, but some of those teams that did come up, they still have that momentum, which is a massive thing, and they have sprinkled quality to their squad as well. And this thing is that Reading don't have is exactly that. They don't have momentum. But in 22nd place, it is going to be a team that did come up with Sunderland last year, and that is Rotherham. Now, Rotherham, for me, you know, they've been so good. They're so good at, you know, getting themselves out of the Championship, but, you know, they have become a little bit of a yo-yo club over the years. And, you know, not just simply based on that do I think that they will go down. But, again, it's one of those where, you know, they've gone down a couple of times, and yes, the yo-yo club thing is there, but I don't feel like they are strong enough, again, to stay up. You know, they've got some good players in there, but are they really of Championship ilk? Are they really of Championship quality? Again, it's not me being, you know, sort of favouring Sunderland or, you know, things like that. People will accuse me of that because you could argue the exact same thing. But I just feel like we have recruited a little bit better, and I think we will continue to recruit. They could end up recruiting anyway, because at the time I'm making this video, there's still a good few weeks until the end of the transfer window, so this could be completely down the pan. And you could say that with Birmingham, you could say that with Reading, you know, they could just make a few cracking signings and everything I've just said has gone down the drain. But this is just how I feel at the minute, and I just think Rotherham, they are not quite strong enough to remain in the league. So that is my bottom 3 of Birmingham, Reading and Rotherham as well. I will say a couple of teams that I do think will justify themselves just outside Blackpool. I think they'll finish 21st. I think they were a team, looking really good on the up, and then Neil Critchley, which it dumbfounded a lot of people and probably hurt a lot of the players as well, because he had such a good rapport there, with not only the fans but the players, doing so well. Then he went to join Villa's, coaching team, which to me, yes, is on paper it sounds like it's a step up because you're going up to the Premier League, but on a level of that, rather than being a manager who's just got a team promoted fantastically from League One and then solidified a place for Blackpool in the Championship. He's a good up and coming manager, a brilliant up and coming manager in fact. And then he goes to join a staff team somewhere else. For me, that didn't sit well, and I just can't see them having the same sort of season they had under Critchley. Michael Appleton, good manager, but is it going to have the same effect as Critchley? I don't think so. So I think they will just about scrape survival in the Championship. And I think Wigan as well. I know myself and Wigan fans at times, they have had a bit of a sketchy history, and I'm not just saying this, of course, because Sunderland and Wigan did start to get somewhat of a forced rivalry, I guess, in League One. I do think they'll stay up. I think they're good enough to stay up, and I think they've got that sort of team harmony there to stay up, but I think they will be in 20th. So that is my sort of bottom at the moment. The bottom three, of course, of Birmingham, Reading and Rotherham going down, with Blackpool and Wigan just scraping up for the Lancashire sides. Now, for the top six. In sixth place, I have gone with West Brom. I think, they've signed some really good players, some fantastic players. In fact, Jed Wallace, you got Swift as well, some excellent additions in there. And they are a Premier League outfit. It's kind of, they're nearly there. A little bit like Sunderland, they've had a lot of history in the Premier League, which doesn't guarantee you anything, but everything there is there ready and waiting to go back to the Premier League. Will they do that this year? I don't know, but I do think they will, and they do have a strong enough squad to get to the playoffs. So sixth place I've given to West Brom. Now, a very big dark horse in fifth. I have gone with Luton, which, it's shocking to see, how well they've done. If you have a look at the ground, you wouldn't expect it to be, at least even in the Championship, but they've been the constant underdog and been successful as an underdog over the last few seasons. They were fantastic in League One, a nightmare to play against, and they have been last season. They were excellent last season, so good. And you say they overachieved, which, on paper, I guess they have done. But, with Nathan Jones in charge, they've been absolutely fantastic, and I think it will continue, and I think they're doing it so correctly, the way they're building the team there, and I think that they're more than capable of going even further this year in the playoffs, and I'm even going to put them as playoff winners, and I think that is going to be the big shock this season, and that's what I'm going to go for. So fifth place, Luton, and playoff winners. I know, you probably think I'm crazy, but that's what this is all about, some crazy predictions, and imagine I'm right there. Imagine I'm right. Fifth place for Luton and winning the playoffs and going to the Premier League. It's crazy. Is it daft? We've seen crazier things. We've seen absolutely crazier things. But now in fourth place, I have gone with Norwich City. Again, a team that have just been relegated. But what do Norwich do every single year? They usually go down and go straight back up. Of course, this time I've given it to Luton to go up via the playoffs. But they've been there. They've done that. They've still got a good group there, more than capable of maybe even getting into the top two. But I just feel like the quality around them, it could have been, a flip of a coin. But Norwich, I've gone for fourth place. Now, in third, I have gone for Burnley. Vincent Kompany, I think is going to be a fantastic addition to the Championship. You can even see by the first game of the season, and I know you can't go off the first game of the season, but the way they were well drilled, it wasn't the kind of normal, typical Burnley side. But will they win the playoffs? I've already gone for Luton. I've kind of done that just for a dark horse kind of effect. But Burnley, for me, it wouldn't surprise me if they went up as well, like a lot of these sides here. Now, the top two, I have gone for Middlesbrough going up in second and Watford going up in first place. I just feel like, again, there's too much quality in both sides there to remain in the Championship. Watford, they've got some excellent players there for the Championship. Some of them, or at least, even nearly or maybe somewhat Premier League quality. Yes, you could argue they went down, but they're a very, very good side. They're a very, very good side, and they shouldn't be in the Championship with the ilk and the quality of play that they've got. Same with Middlesbrough, they were close last year. I think they'll go one better this time. Now, just outside the playoffs, I'm going to go for Sheffield United. I think we'll just miss out. It's a really hard call. It really, really is. Paul Heckingbottom, he did a great job there after replacing Jakanovic, but I just feel like they're going to just about miss out. But that is my predictions in terms of playoffs, automatics, and of course the relegation spots as well. Now with Sunderland, who am I going to go? Sorry, where am I going to place Sunderland? I didn't make any notes for this one. I've made notes for everything else apart from the Sunderland one. But I am going to go for a 15th placed finish for Sunderland. I think there will be times during the season where it will be incredibly tough. And I have said in, even to the review of the Coventry game, the opening game of the season, I think, there is going to be a lot more downs than ups. In League One, we're expected to win most games. We're not the underdog, but in this one we are. It's a strange one because, when you pack out the stadium alight, and, you can bang on about attendances and all that kind of stuff. When you bang out the attendances that we do, you kind of look and think, how the hell are they the underdog? But we are. So it is a really strange dynamic, and it will be at times, but we need to stick with the lads. With the lads, because I think there will be times where we go through several games of the season or several games on the bounce where we might pick up defeat after defeat after defeat, but we need to keep behind the lads. I do think there will be a couple of runs throughout the season that will do more than enough and will be more than capable of picking up points purely for momentum, not only of last season, but the kind of attitude and the quality that we've got within the side now, and the sort of togetherness that we have. And I do emphasise so hard on momentum and togetherness and how a group of players have gelled. Like Wigan are the same. They have that momentum. They have a well-drilled and gelled squad there from going up. Because you might argue on paper, some teams, they don't have the best quality in the world. But when you do have that togetherness there, it can drag you over the line. And I'm fully believing that we will have enough wins under our belt come the end of the season to stabilise ourselves in the Championship. Anything more than 15th, 14th place, I'll be perfectly happy with. But I'm going to go with the Sunderland 15th placed finish. So that is my predictions of this Championship campaign. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me? I've gone a bit crazy with the whole Luton thing. I just feel like, you should really give one dark horse the benefit of the doubt. And I think Luton could be just that, but we shall see. But anyway, let me know in the comments down below how you think this season is going to go in the Championship, and do you agree, of course. But if you have enjoyed, like and subscribe. We've just passed 15k, but we don't want to stop there. Let's keep on going. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. But for now, take care and stay jamming.